Well, well, well. Welcome to another day in America where our president, Daddy Dumpy Pants, doesn't understand simple, basic English. Grammar is not his thing. Definitions are not his thing. Synonyms are not his thing. Not at all, baby. No, no, no. I don't think he learned by the time he got to the second grade what sarcasm is and how sarcasm is different than being facetious. Because he was just asked in an interview, Chico's upset. Chico's had about all the ignorance he can take. Yes, Chico woke me up out of the bed this morning. I thought something was wrong, y'all. He was just in here screaming to the top of his lungs. I thought his lady friend Cujo had done fell down in the plant pot because sometimes she tries to eat the dirt in the plants and she gets wedged. So I got up out the bed and come running in here to rescue Cujo from her own ignorance when nothing was going on. I couldn't figure out why he was screaming. Just couldn't figure it out. But my hip was hurting because I didn't sleep good. I got EDS. Long story. We'll talk about that some other day. Anyway, my hip was all out of socket, not in the right place, spine not lined up, so I had to lay down on the floor for a minute. And he just kept going on, and I just couldn't figure out what he was going on and on about. And then I stopped listening to him to listen to the TV for a minute. And they were talking about Daddy Dumpy Pants, baby. That's why Chico was so upset, honey. They were talking about Daddy. And Daddy came out and he was asked in an interview, you told all of America during the election cycle that you were going to end that war in Ukraine on day one. But you have yet to end the war. Daddy's response was, I was just being sarcastic. You mean facetious? I think you mean facetious. I know Daddy don't know what the word facetious means. He don't know how to spell it. I bet you he can't even say facetious. But sarcasm rolls off the tongue. Unfortunately, it did not roll off your tongue. When you said you were going to end the war in Ukraine one day, that wasn't sarcasm. But we'll pretend like it was. Just for you, Daddy, we'll pretend like it was sarcasm. And that will now be our excuse anytime we say anything that don't fall in line with your fascist ways. We're just being sarcastic, Daddy. Yes. When I say I'm ready for you to catch one right in the head, I'm just being sarcastic, Daddy. Just sarcastic. When I say that I do believe you are an absolute scourge on society and America, a stain that even a Tide stick would let remain, I'm just being sarcastic, Daddy. And another thing I want to talk to you about, if you want to sit with me for a minute, it just so happened that clip came from a show that they play every Sunday in Alabama. It's Republicans who get together around a little round table. They call it The Voice. The voice of politics in Alabama or some such nonsense. And they said a whole lot of the quiet parts out loud. That's what, yeah, I know. Cujo knew. Cujo and Chico was like, Mama, are you listening to this shit? I know, I'm telling them, baby. Quiet. I'm telling them. I'm trying to tell them. This is what they were talking about, the Republicans of Alabama on their round table this Sunday. They said all the juicy parts out loud. They were talking about how for the last 20 years, the Democratic agenda has been for the people. That the Democrats have been fighting, particularly in the state of Alabama, for the past 2 decades to have taxes taken off of overtime, to have taxes taken off of your food, no sales tax on groceries, to all kind of stuff. They talked about how this push to make things equal and merit-based has been an agenda of the Democratic Party for over 2 decades. And they talked about how Republicans are going to have to start shifting to doing those things that the Democrats will want to do because the Democrats seem to really understand the voice of the people. They admitted that the only reason Daddy Dumpy Pants won this time is he played to people's fears instead of their needs. But it's becoming overwhelmingly noticeable that the people are more concerned with their needs than their fears, and that the Republican Party in Alabama must shift to enacting democratic policies. The things that they have been blocking and refusing to pass for the past 2 decades is what the Republicans need to do to scoop in and hold their votes. I told you the plan to make the Republicans go woke is happening every day. They're starting to realize now that all that fear tactics and all that hate mongering isn't really what the people wanted. That only a small fraction of people in America really are driven by their hate. That Daddy was only able to convince the other portion to fall in line with that little hate game that he played. And now they admitted that the Republicans are refusing to do town halls because the people are wanting to hear what they really are doing and not all about the fear. They admitted that. They admitted that they are missing a ground game, and their refusal to do the town halls is going to hurt them. They admitted that they need to start adopting more democratic policies and falling in line with the Democratic side if they want to keep the votes. They know they don't have them for the midterms. They know the American people are starting to wake up. They've got to switch their game around. They now have to pretend like it was their idea for you not to pay taxes on your groceries, that it was their idea to provide more social aid where it needs to be. When you don't have any actual original ideas of your own, you must steal them from another's playbook. And all of that stealing from the fascist playbook of dictators throughout the past and the current times, it's not working. Apparently, the American people are more interested in democracy than fascism. Imagine that. Unfortunately for all of the people that was actually watching it today that are Republican, they're not going to pick up on any of that. So it's our job as Democrats to keep pushing the same message that, well, we've been pushing for over 2 decades, 3 decades, 4 decades. The Republicans are going to try to steal that message now. The only problem is no matter how much they tout around the country that same message Democrats are touting, it's all about what they're actually doing. So if they don't start doing the things they say they're going to do, well, they're going to lose votes, and they're scared. So our plan to continue to hold town halls and do the grassroots game and travel across the United States city by city, red or blue, to bring correct information to you is absolutely going to work. It's absolutely going to work, and the Republicans know it's going to work, and they're terrified. They're so terrified they've decided to start acting like Democrats. Because, well, the Democratic Party is for the people. The Democratic Party is for the average working American. But everything that the Republican Party is doing as of late has nothing to do with the average American. The fact that they're ripping benefits away. We've got hundreds of thousands of veterans marching in solidarity all across the fucking nation today, yesterday, and the day before. And they're scared. They're scared their own constituents are telling them exactly how they feel. Exactly how they've been lied to. Exactly how they fell for Daddy's supposed sarcasm. The tides have begun to turn, and it's only the 15th of March. It's almost like we predicted this. Yes, I do believe I said a few months ago, change is going to come, but it'll be March before it gets here. I preluded to the fact way before the staycation that March was going to be a pivotal moment in our American history. That as the sun decided to stay in the sky for longer hours, well, it would provide the light that was needed for more to see. And today, people are starting to wake up from their winter slumber of hate to see exactly how they got played. Shit is not going Daddy's way. Happy fucking Sunday.